Did you blow it yet? She's still talking to you? She should be because you're gonna go for some money tomorrow. How you doing, everybody? I hope you're doing well. So, a Valentine's Day evening playbook for men. Do you think I'd be doing this if I knew anything? No, seriously. I've lucked out at times. Listen, a broken clock is white. White. Can I say that? I can have again woke police at my door. Right twice a day, and a blind squirrel once a day, and even me once a millennium. So, you look at Valentine's Day, undoubtedly a holiday which was manufactured by some mega, mega PR genius that said, you know what? Um, we could probably sell chocolate roses for $400 a dozen today when they're $9.99. And Buffalo Billy, I wouldn't know. For Octavia, I wouldn't know. It might be hard to think about, but a very happy Valentine's Day, Octavia. I know it is probably 4:30 in the morning where you are, 4:37. So, look, you go out, you have a good time. They figured it out where a guy can apologize for 364 days of insufferable nonsense, ignoring, not being soft and plushy. It's like a girl sits and asks you when you say, like, what do you want, from a guy? Well, I want him to be sensitive and care about me and maybe rub my shoulders when I come home. We're talking about a man, right? And I'm joking, but you know what I mean. Even the hardest guys, no pun intended, be nice, can be nice on Valentine's Day. The chocolate, the flowers, dropping 3 bills at a nice restaurant. I remember, I went to, the Water Club, the Water's Edge. Russo's on the Bay back in the '80s had a nice, Valentine's Day. It was probably like $40 back then a person. Yeah, Buff, you have to because, what are you gonna do? Like I look at it, be a prick all day, every day, like wins news. I have to once in a while say, all right, maybe everybody's right and I suck. So I try to be nice. But look, and then you have the women that would say, all I want you to be is nice and considerate during the year. But I'll take the Valentine's night anyway and the nice jewelry and whatever. You have to give in. You have to give in because it's kind of like Don Corleone when he does a favor for you, and Tom Hagen says, your Don may call on you for a service, and you ought to do it for him because he did you the favor. Well, this is kind of like, oh, I'm not doing this to get lucky, but you are, but you can't admit it because then you are the prick that you've been the other 364. So she might just dump you on Valentine's Day. Now, it's kind of hard, no pun intended, to get yourself out of a year-long trap that you've set for yourself. And thank goodness some PR genius thought of this to bail us out. Think about it. What would we do without Valentine's Day? I just sounded like Seinfeld. What would we do? I don't know. I don't know. We'd have to be nice. And that's a full-time job, especially for a day. Ask any guy. So what do? You buy the chocolate thing. I could, although it's really cool if we divorce. What's really cool is like, oh God, I don't want to give you this. I'll see you Sunday because the chocolate's like 75% off Sunday. Just don't keep it in the car so it looks like it was frozen. She'll never know the difference because at 11:59 at CVS, it's 70% more than it is at 12:01 a.m. So just hang by CVS and say, I'm working late. I'll see you at 12:05. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. I'm not like that. You have to be willing to put all the nonsense aside and say, you know what? Maybe she's right most of the year. Now, do we ever really admit it? No, we don't. We, as my Jewish friend would say, we kvetch. I don't know. That's the only Jewish word I know. But, we complain. We say, well, it can't be all us. Am I that bad? And then when she starts mentioning things, you say, shit, I really do suck, because you kind of soft soap everything. Because I don't think you want to be a miserable prick to your woman. I don't think you do. And if you do, a salute, Don Corleone. You know what I mean? No, we are not. It's kind of like a wise guy, a made guy. Even when he's wrong, he's right. Right? Remember Donnie Brasco? For that day, they are so right that they're going to say, like, all right, enough tonight. I've had enough of you. Be a prick again. She's going to miss the prick you were a day before. And you look at it and you say to yourself, I'm going to do an 80s thing. Self, what do you do? What do you do? Now, I have a plan. I think that if you're real all year, not a total asshole, but if you're real, she really can't expect all that much because she's going to be pricky to you too. So this is the plan. We sit down, hold her hand, and say, baby, you know I love you. You know there's no one else in the world. Although I did get in trouble once because I was at Shout with a girl and another girl who I was seeing came in. And she came over and she said, like, I thought I was the other woman. Yeah, it implies this to you. And I got smacked in the face. I did. Well, actually, I got a glass of whatever she was drinking. But I just think that if we just sit down, no, I'm not a player, not at all, Buffalo, not at all. Hey, Danae, I'm not a player. Honestly, in the '80s, kind of a little, but not any worse than anyone else. Put it this way. Okay, I was a bouncer at a club, so I did have the inside track on who might have liked me because the girls come over, she likes you. Does it? It's not rough. It's not rough to like walk over like this, Whoa, when you know that the girl's been staring at you for 6 weeks when you're working. When you go over cold, like a cold read at a movie premiere, and that's a little rough. So what do? You you just say, look, I know I'm not the perfect guy because there is no perfect guy, and there's no guy for you that could be perfect enough to be with you because you are ultimately in the '90s. It would have been the bomb. I don't know what you rad or whatever you are. What you take Google it before you go out with it. You men think you're playing absolutely, Danae. Danae, it's like what I always say. People who want to be stars stand on the corner waiting to get discovered. You know what they discover finally? That they weren't getting discovered. You're absolutely right. I always tried to be real. You know, I want your love, but I don't need it. And that doesn't make me a badass. It makes me have a little respect for myself. And I will tell you though, for the most part, I was honest. You know, if I was seeing other girls, I didn't want to get serious. First of all, I was in a band. It was very hard for me to have a girl. But uh, no, I wouldn't play them along though. No, I would tell them, "No, look, this is my life. You know, I like you a lot. You know, but yeah, you know, if I go on a date, I don't want to meet your family tomorrow for Sunday dinner. I don't want to know your friends. You want to go out and have a good time, fine. But it's then if it happens, it happens. You know, but don't ask me if I like chicken parmesan when I picked you up at 8 o'clock and it's 8:15. That's what your family makes on Sunday. You know what? Enjoy it. I'll have my Arthur Treaches. Remember that in the 80s? Arthur Treat. God, am I dating myself? You must think I was born in the 1880s. Well, Danae, there I am of the belief that it's Lennon and McCartney. Lennon and McCartney on their own, they were good, but they weren't Lennon and McCartney. That's why you always hear Lennon and McCartney. There's no coincidence when they talk about the best writers of our generation. Lennon and McCartney. It's never McCartney. It's never. It's Lennon and McCartney. They had moderate success on their own. The magic was there. Let me tell you something about a band. Okay, sometimes you get four guys, five guys in a room. It's magic. It's magic. You could be fighting with the guys. The Beatles had this all along. When you count in count in four, and you guys forget all about it, and you'll even look at each other and smile with that good guitar lick when you're ready to kill each other 10 minutes before. That's the way it is. I think there is a synergy. I think there is a karma with men and women, and I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how, because I don't think I'm all that great shakes, but I will tell you this much. I know a girl who I know I'm better looking than her 450-pound boyfriend. I know for a fact if I asked her out, she'd say no because she loves this guy to death. Why is that? Because it's not about the looks. Looks are in the eyes of the beholder, right? You walk in to, and I say this all the time, and Danae will probably agree with this. Billy, you might too. You walk into a bar. They're on a dating site. If a girl has guys in her orbit, and if she's good looking, believe me, she does. She has five guy friends. Two of the friends are boyfriends with her girlfriend. One of the guy she put in the friend zone right away, and two guys like her and don't have the guts to ask her out. When you meet a girl in a bar and she's been on a dating site and she's hot and she's gone on two dates a week for 6 months, don't you think it's odd that if she went on 50 dates, she's still going out on a date? What would that imply? To me, it implies that guys, for the most part, don't know what they're doing. Because if a girl is looking for a guy and she's gone on 40 dates, why is she going on 41? They want to meet somebody. Because most guys don't know what they're doing. They'll go out on a Friday night. The guy thinks, oh, I can't wait till my mother meets her. You know what she's saying? I wonder if he likes chicken parmesan. She likes you. She's getting to know you. Guys are revealers. They are. You'll tell the girl, you'll be on. I know guys that'll be on a date for 2 hours. Oh, you skied? Oh, you skied? Oh, my friends ski every February. This is April. Oh, yeah, you got to come with us. You don't even know if you're going to see her again. You don't know how to spell her last name. You're inviting her to go skiing in 8 months. You think she thinks you don't like her? What does she have to work for? She don't have to put in any work. Friend zone. You'll be the guy that when her car breaks down on a Saturday afternoon, you're going to change the flat because she was getting her hair done and her nails done for the date she had that night. Well, you're the poor schmuck hoping, oh, she has a terrible time. Call me when you get home, check in. What are you, a police officer? Check in. Let her check in with her mother. Right. Which means, Danae, that most guys, right, don't know what they're doing. I'm convinced that 95% of guys out there don't know what they're doing. I'm convinced of that. Convinced of it. If I meet a girl, go out on a Saturday night, I had a great time. What else you want me to say? I had a good time. Talk to you soon. Soon in dog years could be 7 years. And you know how I look at it? When you get that text on Wednesday, not all the time, Danae, not all the time. I could see girls don't want to waste time nowadays. When the girl texts you Wednesday, hi, how's your day? You think she gives a shit how your day is? She don't know you. That's the text. Okay, you could ask me out for this weekend. I'm interested. That's what that is. You call the next morning. I had a great time. You'll be calling someone else the next week. You had a great time because you're not going back out with her probably. Not all of them. Danae, that's funny. That's funny. You just got to hope the guy didn't hear about the pump. But I look. I think that because it's going to be a much deeper, no pun intended, relationship. Because when sex is out of the equation, you better like each other. How many exes? It's your fuck buddy. Why? Because you broke up 1,000 times. You can't be with each other, but that's just amazing. If you don't have that, you'd probably never hang out with that ex again. Think about it. You know how many exes you wouldn't hang out with if you couldn't hook up? You'd actually have to hook up with someone you like to be with. There's a reason why you're not with the ex. I agree. That is great. Yeah. Booty calls, you know, you respect yourself more than that. Well, then it's not a perfect science. I'm just saying that an exact science. I'm just saying that most guys, if they show too much, hey Frank, if they show too much, they're not a challenge. They're not a challenge. Guarantee you, you break up with a guy. First off, you broke up with a guy on Friday. You didn't break up with him Friday. You up with him 3 months ago. He just didn't see the signs. So what happens is if you forget about it. You say, "Oh my God, I'm sorry you feel this way. Is there anything I did?" All right. Well, look, if you ever change your mind, I'm not interested in being your friend. I got enough friends because she'll try to put you in a friend zone to make it easy for her. I'm not interested in being your friend. You call me and if I'm free, we'll talk this. We'll see what's up. That's it. I don't have to beg you for your love. There's too many girls out there. I was just going to say that, Danae. I was just going to say that. Postmenopausal women, first of all, their sex drive is probably it's much less than it was before, put it that way. And guys with ED probably can't be as cocky as they were because they're almost intimidated in their mind, even though they know it's not going to get there, that they'd have to worry about it. takes a guy down a notch. I I would think. So I agree with Danae where you are spending time with the person. And it- that's the whole key. What's ED? Education department. Uh, I just think that for me, the playbook is be yourself because eventually she's going to find out who you are. She could be the dumbest stump of a woman. She's going to find out who you are. You will slip up. Yeah, Danae. The learning thing. It's I agree. I think you have to let people know who you are because you know what? Eventually they're going to find out. Then why waste that time? That's like you searching around for your driver's license in the car when the cop asks you for it and you know you don't have it. What do you think he's going to say? Ah, you looked enough. See ya. Oh, you're going to jail. Going to find out anyway. So have enough confidence to say, you got me. Because I'll tell you this much. I guarantee you, because this happened to me, the most attractive thing that a guy could do, and then I am curious what you think about it, is be able to walk away and never come back. That's strong. And I guarantee you that there'll be a night 25 years later when the woman is married and she's talking at a bachelor party or a bachelorette party or something and say, you know, there was this one guy that I swore would come back Rowley and he just fucking never came back. Give him respect. Didn't want him, but fucking tough guy. I really believe that. Girls will remember you for not kissing their ass in that context. Yeah. You hook up because there's an invisible energy exchange that happens that because all kinds of issues for you. Careful who you've got. No, Danae, you're right. You're right. You see, I'm a firm believer. You can't choose who you love. That's why couples break up and go back and back and forth, get married 4 different times. You can't choose who you love. Absolutely, Buffalo. That's what I'm saying. You will be in a conversation 25 years down the road that he never came back. That guy, I would have sworn he would have. Wonder what happened to him. That guy, I'll give you an example. I went out with a lot of girls in the 1980s. I can't remember three-quarters of them, their name. I can remember what we did, movie, whatever, but I don't remember their name. Guarantee you, if a girl did something totally out of whack, I'd remember her name. Even if I wasn't interested, I'd remember her name because what do guys have to do when they try to meet girls now? You have to be different. Most guys don't know what they're doing. So you are over and above most of the guys that she's turned down. You don't run to take her on a second date because she's just as lucky to have you because she's been on the dating site. She's looking for someone. Self-awareness? Absolutely. Absolutely, Danae. You have to have a little confidence in yourself. A girl wants to see confident guys. A girl wants a confident guy. Definitely. A girl wants a guy that has something going for himself. If he's waiting by the phone all day for her, what does she need him for? She wants a guy that is busy. He has a life for himself. His life doesn't depend on her. Yeah, it might be cute for the first few weeks. Then, the morning call, good morning, how's your day? Blah, blah. Yeah, it's cute for a week. Then you start annoying her, right? I think that. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I just think that you, there are so many things how you destroy yourself before it even starts. I really believe that. You really, you destroy yourself. And you if she doesn't listen, if she went out with you and really was into you, during the night, you blew it. You blew it. Tesla philosophy? What? Energy not as a commodity and all that? A universal force? You don't hoard energy? Yeah. I think all of those uh, philosophies and all that are very, very acceptable. I started the passive aggressive. Well, that's not passive aggressive. It's supposed to be passive exercise. I'm supposed to be doing that. Yeah, Danae. I think that you would present worst parts of me in the very beginning. I would tell them the truth about me. I would lay it all out. Yeah, because you're right. Frank, I see you. How are you? Yes, absolutely. Let me, let me, when they say that they don't want, when they say, yeah, my Michael Kors suit. Yeah, I have some nice clothes I bring out once in a while. Look, this is basically it in a nutshell. If you, Gerald, um, guys that win. Bad day again, Frank? I'm sorry. Back to the plan. So the plan is this: sit down and whatever you think you shouldn't say to her at dinner, say it. It's like leaning over and opening the car door, the button in the old days. She's a keeper. Because if you can't scare her, she doesn't want to be scared off. Some and men too, they look for a reason to bail. You take chemistry in school. Why do you cut out? Because it was too hard. If you aced it and you were doing great, you'd probably go. So I think you be who you are because A, she's going to find that anyway. You're going to waste a lot of energy trying to lie. You have to remember two stories, probably more than two stories: the lie, the truth, the alternate lie, because she almost caught you that one time. She forgot that you altered the lie. So it was like the revised lie, like the abridged Bible. They added a couple of lines in it. And now you have to remember too, dating in the 80s was much different than dating now. Now they swipe. If you don't go out with them after Friday night, you they swiped you. They picked you. Obviously, you blew it. Phosphorus incident. Yeah, I always say the only thing that I hated about cocaine is I didn't find it early enough. Danae, yeah, I think that, well, women like powerful men. Women like powerful men. It was always like that. But yeah, Gerald, gamblers or horse players, you better win. See, that was one thing about me when I was a BM, when I had a social club. Whether I had a terrific day or a miserable day, I still went out, had a good time, and Probably wouldn't have it would have been a better time if I didn't lose all the money, but, uh, I never made the girl suffer. Oh, well, I'm not saying that, Danae, I'm sure. I'm sure you're still gorgeous. Women don't lose their looks, men lose their minds. Remember that. Originate that. You could take that from me because I just made that up. It might suck, but I just made it up. At least I come up with something on my own. Um, so the plan, Buffalo, is I'd sit there and I'd say, "Look, I'm not gonna act like anything that I want you to see. I want you to see who I am. And if it's not good enough for you, I'm sorry, but it has to be because that's all I got. You'd want me to be me. If I'm trying to be someone else, then you don't gotta be with me because you're actually not with me. You I'm acting, and I'm not that good an actor, which means that every day you're gonna go out with a different star. You might want that, but eventually you'll get sick of seeing the same movie. Yeah, Danae. Energy, that yeah, I agree with you. It's not a coincidence that some people just you can't choose who you love. You can't choose who you love. You can try to tweak it by not seeing them if they're bad for you, trying not to get back with them. Yeah, you're married quite a long time, Frank. Self-actualization, yeah. Billy, I think you're right. I'm not so wise, believe me. I think you're right. Just give Octavia the chocolate. She'd chew your ear off. I think I didn't see Octavia on YouTube for a long time because they were gonna charge her for the excess words. I think everyone gets a certain amount of words in their lifetime, and I think she just blew through them by the time she was 18. I'm good, Danae, but I would listen. Danae has, a very, earthy way about her, I can tell. She's not running for office, but she would probably be right beside you if you were. That's the best way. I don't know her well, but from what I know of Danae, that's what I think. Am I close, Danae? We all just try to be happy. So whether you have a date tomorrow or you don't, it's okay because that does not define you. It does not define you if you don't walk in with someone tomorrow. What defines you is how you act in every situation that may not be the one you'd like to be in. Think about it, right? It's very easy to walk around like a big shot when you just lost won 10,000 at the crap table. Walk away losing a lot of money and still be the same cocky guy, cocky with who you are, not to impress her, to show her that a woman wants a guy to be grounded, centered. Doesn't want a guy to go too far off the axis. She wants stability. The only way you can show stability is by being who you are, good or bad. Because you'll never be able to be who you are in any situation if you're always acting. Eventually, you forget who you are that day. That's true, Danae. So, the playbook, there isn't any. That's the surprise after 35 minutes here. The playbook is you Stop worrying about what you're going to project to her and worry about what you project to yourself. You're right, Danae. Absolutely, that I totally agree. I have friends, and life. There's no dress rehearsal here. We're in it. We're in it, and the real honesty. People may not go for it, but they appreciate it. Like I said, the guy that didn't run back to her, 20 years when she's talking, she forgot 20 dates she went on, but there was this guy, Joe or Bill or whomever, that, you know what? I thought he'd crawl back. He never did. The guy just never called me again. I give him. I wonder what he's doing. All the guys that she forgot their names, obviously they weren't worth remembering. You know how I know? Because she remembered them. Women won't Deep down, women won't or don't want confident, strong men. It doesn't equate to power. I think that's what you might mean. Um, yeah, it does. I'll tell you how. Because usually, if someone is successful in their endeavor, that means they work their ass to get it, which shows dedication. It shows some tunnel vision that when your friends are all out clubbing on Friday night, you're sticking to the plan of your presentation Monday morning. That's true. Absolutely, Danae. Because just remember something. When you're 25, you never know who the caretaker is going to end up being. You never know. So prepare. Take an umbrella outside for the off chance that it will rain. Just like someone buys a lotto ticket with no shot in hell of winning until you win. You have what, an umbrella? No, you have a good woman, Frank. You do. And you're a good man, Frank. You've been roughed up health wise, but you're a good man. And I'm sure you've been told that. I know. I know. And that certainly doesn't measure who you are, Frank. You're a good man. So, anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Ladies, whoever sees this, who's ever here now, Danae, I know you are. You're young. You're a young man. From me, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have an amazing day. And I hope all your dreams, at least for tomorrow, come true. I love you too. Hey, Eel, how are you? I have to run. Catch the replay. It was actually pretty good. I didn't teach anybody anything, but who the hell am I? Uh, the moral of the show is chocolate roses. Overpay for them. What's the difference? Uh, Maybe you rob something the next day to get even. I'm joking. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy Valentine's Day.